I'm Ashley Schachterly, and I'm the Executive Director of Healing Hearts Child Advocacy Center. At Healing Hearts, we provide resources and services to victims of child abuse and their non-offending caregivers. So when a kid has an allegation of abuse, then they will make a report to DHS or to our local law enforcement, and they will then bring the kids to see us so that we can talk to the kids in a neutral, child-friendly place where they feel comfortable and they feel safe, and they get to go in a room with an interviewer and they talk to her because she's trained in forensic interviewing and it's an intensive training. So they'll talk to her and get all the information or anything that they have to say about what's happened in their life. And while that's going on, we have law enforcement and DHS that's watching live in another room so that everybody can work on the case all at one time. And everybody's getting the same story at one time, and everybody's able to hear what the child has to say without the child telling the story over and over. Each time a kid tells a story of abuse, they're re-traumatized and they're having to live that experience over again. So we try to get the kid to where they only have to tell that story one time. We also work with a multidisciplinary team, which we coordinate, and that consists of law enforcement, DHS, the district attorney's office, medical professionals from the Bonner Children's Hospital, mental health professionals, youth court prosecutors, and sometimes the FBI, and we review all the child abuse cases that come through our CAC so that all of the child's cases are getting the attention that they deserve, and they're able to have more than one person actually looking at the case. And with that team, they're able to all work together, which makes it a more collaborative investigation, which increases our arrest and it also increases our prosecutions. We also do mental health therapy, which is a big part of what we do here because of the kids. Child abuse causes lifelong consequences, and we want the kids to become survivors rather than victims. So we have a mental health therapist that's on staff, and she does therapy with the kids and helps them work through the trauma and all the changes that they're going through in their life and the things that have happened to them so that they can go on to be happy and healthy and grow up to be happy adults rather than being defined as a victim of child abuse. We also do community education, and part of that is we go out into the community and we teach people about what is mandatory reporting, what does that mean, what do sex offenders do, how do you look for the signs and symptoms, and if you see something like that, what do you do next? For child abuse, 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be the victim of child abuse before the age of 18, and only 1 out of 10 children will tell that they're being abused. So it's important for adults and others to be educated about what is going on with the kids, the signs and symptoms, and the things that others need to be looking for so that they can help these kids and make reports and do the things that they need to do so these children are protected. At Healing Hearts, we see kids that are ages 2 years, 8 months up to 17. We did 226 interviews last year, so we provided resources to 226 children and their non-offending caregivers. And my most favorite part of the whole process is every child that comes through here gets to go to a room that we call the button room. And in there we have a wishing machine, and each child gets to pick out a button and they get to make a wish and put it in the wishing machine. At the bottom, all of the buttons are collected, so each child, when they go through there, can see that they're not the only one and they're not alone, so they know that this has happened to other kids and they're not the only kid, and that's a part of healing for the kids. They seem to like that, and that seems to be one of their favorite parts of coming through here. So I love the button room. We were looking for something to put some kind of happiness in these kids' lives before they leave, and the button room seems to do that for us. So back in 2012, I was a therapist, and we had a case while I was doing therapy that did not go very well. The child did not receive all of the services that were needed, such as forensic interviews and a multidisciplinary team working. When that case got to court, everything got thrown out, and the offender was found not guilty. So the child has now visitation with that offender every other weekend. So because of that case, I decided that I would not watch another child go through that or see that another kid had to have the system fail them. So I made a promise to that little girl and to myself that I was going to change the way that these child abuse cases were investigated so that there are kids being protected in our community and it's a safer place for these kids. We opened in March of 2013, and so far since we've been open, our arrests have been up, our prosecutions have went up. There are more kids getting services than kids before we were here. So we're actually doing great things in DeSoto County and in Tate and making a difference in these kids' lives. We are located at 5627 Getwell Road, Suite B3 in South Haven, Mississippi. And our phone number is 662-349-1555. And you can go to our website, which is healingheartscac.org, for more information, and like us on Facebook to follow the upcoming events, things that are going on in the center, how you can help with the services that we provide. All of that information is on our Facebook page. All of our services are provided at no cost to the children, the families, the agencies that we serve, and we're able to do that through donations and grants and having fundraisers. We provide services to the bravest children in Tate and DeSoto County, and with your support we can continue to provide those services and make a difference in children's lives and in our community. You can donate, volunteer, or participate. Any help is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.